is the Chrissy Swan Show.
Let's go clicking.
Chrissy's Clickbait.
You might remember, Jack, we were talking a few months ago and we played the trailer for a new film that was coming out called Night Bitch.
Yeah.
With Amy Adams in it, and it looked so interesting. Today's the day it's released here.
How
I can't
exciting.
wait.
It looks like the producers or director went on like an acid trip and made it.
It's most unusual and I cannot wait to see it. Amy Adams is on the publicity trail and she sat down with Jimmy Fallon and had a chat. Now, she's got late onset Swiftiness, right? So
got it.
She's 50 and a Swiftie. And she reminisced with Jimmy Fallon about the time a few years ago, before she was a Swiftie, where she ended up at a karaoke bar and Taylor Swift was there and she sang all over her.
Are you jealous?
Yes.
It was at a party after an award show. There was karaoke, and I sang karaoke with Taylor Swift.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking. What song did you sing?
We sang What's Going On.
Wow.
And I may have sang it a little loud. And I'm sure everybody was like, Amy, shut up. Like, we want to hear Taylor sing. And
I would love to hear Taylor Swift singing this.
Right? Do you know who does an unbelievable cover of this?
Who?
Guess.
Pink.
Yep. On her I'm Not Dead to Her. No, you can imagine her in like a white slip dress, barefoot, belting this.
Yes. With cover versions, I like the ones that are done very differently.
Okay.
No shade on Pink, but that's a similar voice.
She sounds similar. Yeah, that's why it worked.
Going back to Taylor Swift, for example. You know Something for Kate, the Australian band? He does, well, but it's a male lead singer, does a brilliant cover of Taylor Swift's Cardigan.
And it's completely different.
It's completely different. Just because it's a man and it's sort of grunged up a bit. I really like them to sound different.
There's something in that. Again, to Taylor, G Flip's cover of Cruel Summer, I love, and it's very different.
Yeah, I like that. I like that. No shade on Pink, as I said.
If you were to sing with Taylor Swift at karaoke, what are you singing with her? Can't be a Taylor song. If you got to pick another song.
I would sing True by Spandau Ballet. And I know, because I've watched so much of Taylor, she's a lyric girl like me.
Yeah, okay.
And she would know all the words I'm telling you right now.
Oh, I want to go and do a karaoke this weekend now.
Yeah, I know. How fun is that?
I probably will.
Adele, she's a genius. I don't think we're going to hear from her for another 15 years. So let's go back, way back. A clip from 18 years ago, filmed by Adele's friend, just like in a living room of her singing, has just been posted. It was the catalyst for us to get to know Adele, because when her friend posted this, the XL Recordings, the record company, saw it and signed her. Have a listen.
You can tell that it's been there for hours.
Sorry, it just reminds me of me and my best friend. Me and my best friend in my bedroom, just, filming each other and carrying on.
Yeah, totally. Did you have MySpace back in the day?
Girls are so great. Of course I did.
Really?
Yeah, did you?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, how fun curating your top 8 friends and having it be public knowledge.
I know, it's so brutal,
I would
isn't
love
it?
to do that now.
And I feel like you really put in a lot of effort to design.
Yeah, your layout.
Yeah.
It was the best.
God.
The Chrissy Swan Show. The Chrissy Swan Show.
Jack is chomping at the bit to get out of here because it's weekend, baby.
And I haven't had a drink for 5 days.
Oh, my God. Put my number
on my arm.
On your arm, and I will see you tonight in hospital. Let's do this.
Chrissy's Clickbait.
That's the problem with going cold turkey a little bit.
It is, because tomorrow at my mate Grace's 30th, I will be on.
Oh,
Isn't it funny that a break for me, though, is 5 days? Like, how absurd.
That is a significant break for a young man. I remember when I used to do you remember the 40-hour famine? Is it even still around? We used to do that every year.
I did it at school every year.
Yeah. And
Skinny.
40 hours is so long.
Yeah.
My God. And I was just starving, and I would look at the clock until, I'd time it so that I slept for most of the 40 hours.
Yeah.
And then around dinner time, it was time to get on it again. But I did exactly the same thing, 40 hours of no eating. The amount of food I would stuff in my face, like I would have tubs of taramasalada and whole chicken breast fillets and crazy, sick.
That's
going to be you.
Tomorrow.
Correct. Now, we are talking about the world's, the most mispronounced words of 2024. And my article has slipped onto the floor there.
Here's mine.
And there is a picture of Barry Keoghan with his piggy eyes.
His little piggy eyes.
The newly single Barry Keoghan. Well, is he? Because he's with that TikTok girl.
Brecky.
I mean, you just want to... if I had her name, I would never leave the house unless my T-shirt had a picture of a bacon rasher and 2 eggs on it. And then when somebody says to me, what's your name, I just point to my T-shirt.
Point to it.
So here are the most mispronounced words of 2024. Barry Keoghan has come in.
We've always said that correctly because it's Keoghan.
And what do people say? Keegan, what do they say? Kogan?
Keoghan. I've heard Keoghan before.
Keoghan, I've heard?
Yes, yeah.
It
Keoghan.
could technically be Keoghan, depending on where you're from.
Yeah, okay. Keoghan sounds cooler.
Oh my God, I love this so much. It's also Sabcap related. Espresso.
I'm
sorry, there is no X in espresso. I get mad when I see cafes called espresso.
That's the one time. I mean, the fact people name their business an incorrect name is so sad.
It's so upsetting.
But that's the one word I will correct people on. Like,
Really, will you?
Yeah, espresso. Yesterday, I'm going to out him. My housemate said, I'm just so unorganised. And I was like, disorganised? Under my breath.
Are
But he
you a
didn't hear.
corrector?
I'm not, but in my head I am. But for espresso, I will. Because it's like, no, mate, it's espresso. There's an S there. There is no X.
Can we please talk next week about word snobbery?
Yes, let's do it.
Because I find it very hard and I'm ashamed to say it.
But I feel like you're bettering someone by doing it.
I would never correct anyone, ever, but I find it very hard to get past birthday with an F.
Oh, and people, yeah.
I don't know what to do about that because it's like they cease to exist as a human being just because they get the F and the TH flipped up. That is wrong of me.
No, I get it. We all have our isms.
What about this one? The mascot of the 2024 Paris Olympic Games, the name was Frege. Derived from the Phrygian cap. Who cares?
Okay, I mean, you and I could not care less about the Olympics.
I love this one. I think I get this wrong. You go online and you buy very cheap stuff, but it's not from Temu. It's from...
Shein?
Yes. It is not called that. It is called Shein.
Really?
Yes. And my daughter calls it Shein, and I've always in my mind gone, it's Shein, but I won't correct you.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
I've learned something then.
Shein. Then there's Speculoos, those spicy biscuits or something. Who cares? No one says this. No one knows who Josco Gavale is. And there's someone else and someone else. So do you know about snooze? Snooze?
No.
S-N-U-S. It's a smokeless tobacco.
My mates take that, yeah.
We need to talk about that. What is going on? Is this like, Civil War times in America? People are chewing snuff again.
I know. And I'm like, wait, is that just a really thick piece of 5 gum or what is that?
No, we need to talk about that next week
add
as
that to
well
the
as
list.
birthday.
All right.
Happy birthday. Have a good birthday. And before we go, we need to talk about this. The internet knows everything that goes on in our minds. There's a picture of broccolini with the label, and those big, thick, pink elastic bands. They are the finest things in the market.
I've got a drawer of them.
And it just says, these are some of the best elastic bands money can buy. Bang on. And also, guess what? Money can't buy them. You've got to get the broccolini to get them for free.
Health is wealth. Have a beautiful weekend. Our friends Ricky Lee, Tim and Joel are up next. I'll see you Monday.
I'll bring you some chicken soup in hospital when you're passed out with alcohol poisoning.
Thank you.
Now check this out.
The Chrissy Swan Show is a Nova podcast. For more great comedy shows like this, head to novapodcast.com.au.